Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. Now, why would we do that? Well, because trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Ni hao ma, my name is Wayne. It is nice to serve you. Hey, the market's crashing. You should be prepared. Yep, you should be prepared. Be prepared. No big deal. Yeah, no big deal. So we're going to go through the charts. We'll talk technicals. We'll talk fundamentals. We'll talk as much as you want. But I got to get out of here because I got money to manage, baby. This is a big deal. Hey, if you're in my CIA, we're not going to meet today at noon. We're going to meet at tomorrow at noon because of the zombie apocalypse. Just so you know, I will also send out an email. Very cool. So, let's go. Okay, things that we're going to use today. I guess we will use some QB if we need it. This is QuantBox. But now QuantBox is inside of TRADARS, so we could possibly use some TRADARS today. And combining the two, we have fundamentals and we have technicals. Cool. So one missing piece is you're going to need a broker. I'll keep wanting to type in TRADARS way. TRADARS way. You're going to need an ECN. Yeah, you're going to need ECN. Now, it's true. Traders Way have tall, good-looking, kind-hearted employees and principals. That is true, which is good. They also have a business model based on a symbiotic relationship with you. That's also very good. Their fees are crazy competitive. This is a good broker. So anyways, go find yourself an ECN and maybe create a list of, companies that you're going to do due diligence on. I recommend you check out Traders Way. There's a few other ECNs, not many. Very high likelihood that you have a different type of broker that makes money when you lose money. Yeah, that just doesn't make any logical sense. But that's what most people have. Find yourself an ECN. Try Traders Way. So we're going to combine technical and fundamental analysis if we need. So this is QuantBox, but it's now inside of TRADARS as well. And pretty soon you will be able to use both in one place. So we'll probably look at it later. One thing to note, 3 days ago, TRADARS said, hey, sell Bitcoin at 61,000 and the target's going to be down here near 50. And that has now happened. Yeah. Oh, whoa, what? Shut the back door. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty amazing. Okay. Euro Swissy down. Do you guys sell high in down channels? Okay, cool. That might be an opportunity for you. Thank you, TRADARS. USD yen. Okay. It's been stabilizing around 141 after the collapse. Dude, we were just at 150. Okay. And it's suggesting maybe a lower high could get us down to a lower low, but it's not even predicting a lower low. It's just showing you the pattern. Remember, none of this is prediction. None of this is an alert. Okay? So what is it? Well, in a pattern like this, it's going to go from resistance to support. And then, of course, if it drops below support, you should already know how to trade it. That could be very interesting. So in this case, when we look at Euro Swiss franc, it's down, resistance, down. Now we came back to resistance. What do you think? Down? Well, that's possible. Cool. Oops. Delete. Pound dollar. We found ourselves a little pattern. It's kind of a weird one. But the thought is maybe up to resistance. Now, how about this one? A break of CAD. Maybe that would show dollar weakness and a move back towards commodities. I'm not interested. You do you. You can have whatever you want. I'm not interested. It's just suggesting that you could have you could have a lower low, lower high scenario. Yeah, but I'm not interested in that. Now maybe if it double topped and then maybe, but not now. That's a pass. That's a pass for me. I'm not interested. Okay, so I'm more interested in this because it's an up channel. Okay. What does it think about pound yen? All right, I have a very disappointing piece of news to tell you. I shorted this 2 weeks ago. Last night I was up 1,500 pips profit. And then last night, during the more recent move, I got knocked out early for only 2,000 pips. I didn't think last night to move my stop. I mean, not stop, limit. Sorry, because I was trying to teach you how to hold your trades longer. Okay? I'm trying to teach you how to get in logical trades based on fundamental analysis, confirm it using technicals, and then let your winners run. So I apologize. I should have moved my limit. Yeah, it's crushing. Okay, so I that might have been the biggest pip count for a coaching trade, and actually it was a scalp, but not the biggest trade though. I've held trades for 10 months in this coaching account. I've made 15x on this coaching account. I've made massive swap trades, carry trades on this account. And that one I think was, and I've made many times 1,000 pip profit trades. I think that was the first time I did 2,000 pips. And it certainly would be the first time 2,000. That's just one trade. That's not me compounding. That's not 5 trades. I shorted the pound yen and in 2 weeks made 2,000 pips. That's probably the fastest 2,000 pips for sure. Okay. Thank you, QuantBox, by the way. Thank you, QuantBox. Yeah. But now notice these patterns are not quite the same. Pound Swissy looks good to me. Okay. Could I sell? Could I sell a down channel? Yes. What about pound yen now? Well, I don't like the lower high. Well, what if it produces a lower low? Well, I can always get back in. So I pass. I look at this. These are actually happening, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing wrong with any of these. These are all correct. Every single one of these is happening. They're not trade signals. But this pattern is happening. I'm just burning through my charts in seconds now. No. Ooh, okay, pound dollar. Okay, maybe, right? Euro Swissy, maybe. These are just showing you the next moves in the patterns that are developing. Okay? So please don't look at them as signals. It's doing the grunt work of your technical analysis for you. You can't watch 7,500 charts in real time. TRADARS can. So you're like, okay, we already look at crypto. What about stocks? Could be a tough day today. Adobe down, Baidu down, Chevron down, Google down, Meta up. Well, you're like, well, Wayne, doesn't it think about the stock market crashing today? And that. No. This is pattern recognition. This is what has been happening. So if it does this now for other than technical reasons, well, then it will change. Okay, there's no prediction here. It's doing the grunt work of your technical analysis. Okay. All right. So you have all of this. Commodities, all that kind of stuff. Are you going to buy Brent? No, I'm not ready for that. Am I going to buy WTI at 71 something? No. No. What about on a longer term? Could I take WTI down? Yeah, okay, that might be a maybe for me. Okay, that might be a maybe for me. Right, you see how I'm using this? And of course, all these decisions were made before even looking at this. So all this was talked about last week. Oh, how funny. I logged in differently as I need to be on my production server. Hang on. By the way, would anybody here like to know why the markets crashed? Did you know the Nikkei fell 12% last night? 12. Do you want to know how I was prepared for it 6 weeks ago? Let me get you that while I log into my production server. I think I have it over here. No, it's on the... I'll just have to do it again for it. Okay. Let me show you how I was prepared 6 weeks ago. YouTube.com at QuantBox. And this one. Warning. The United States economy just entered recession. Oh, okay. And for some reason, I got to go to the actual Forex.Today stream, youtube.com/@Forex.Today. It won't let me post for some reason. All right. Here we go. All right. There you go. Okay. So please subscribe and then turn the notification on. It'll premiere in 27 minutes. Cool. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah. So let's go. Oh, I need to log into my production server. Let me do that so we can have QuantBox. And I got to go to TRADARS. And then I got to go to integration. Then I got to go to fundamentals. I got to go to view because it's not live yet. Don't let it get away. Look how beautiful this is. Nice. Okay, Bitcoin now at 50. Remember? On Friday, TRADARS said sell Bitcoin at 61 and have it drop $1,000. Sorry, $10,000. Remember, it said sell at 61, target 51. Well, we hit that target. That's done. $10,000 move that was highlighted by the crypto radars. Yeah. Another beautiful move going on the 10-year, which means money is coming out of the stock market and going into the bond market. Bond prices are going up and yield is falling. 6 months ago, this was 5.0. Hey, a month ago, it was 4.25. That's a massive, massive move. Okay, there's a boom right now. The bond market and treasury market is skyrocketing. Nice. All good in the hood. Okay. Oil coming down. Contraction in global GDP likely. Look at this. Look at the stock markets, guys. Look at that, huh? Everything is down. Everything is down. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Everything is down. All equities. Now, the USD was weak last night in Asia, and I'm wondering, if it will become strong today. That would be normal. And I get that here. This page loaded slow earlier today, too. Google is slow today. It's not us. But notice under normal circumstances, we would be buying dollar, buying yen, buying Swiss franc. You see how important this is? You need quant box. Yields are down. That on the 2-year, that's good. Yields are down on the 10-year, that's good. Gold is down. Now, I have that as good. S&P 500 is down, that's bad. Look at dollar, though. It's weak so far. That is strange. That's strange. Down 2% for the week. That is strange. And something is odd with that. Now, what I've come to, because I thought about it last night, I think there was so much money long USD yen that now yen is strong and dollar is weak. Okay. And so what that means is people are selling this. And we were at 160. The key line in the sand was 150. And we came down and it took, 2 or 3 weeks to go from 160 to 150. And then we went from 150 to 140 last night. Okay. Do you think we will have an emergency meeting? You and me, Don? I'm busy, actually. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. In fact, if anyone's in my CIA, I need to move the meeting till tomorrow at noon. I just can't do it like this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And Daniel saw it too. Stop listening to people on Bloomberg and CNBC. Yeah, I know. I was joking, Don. Yeah. Okay. Why? Because they're surprised. Watch the video today. Wasn't surprised at all. I'm fully prepared. I'm actually making money on this. So people that are freaking out, yeah, they're like, the Fed must be freaking out. You don't think the Fed knew this was going to happen either? I will shatter that bubble. Watch the QuantBox video I put up today. Click that link. Okay? Yeah, there's no surprise. The surprise is that people don't know. So anyways, yeah, no, it's fine. Everything's fine. It makes sense to me. Yeah. Why is the Fed going to have an emergency meeting and cut interest rates before September to save the stock market? Why? Prices are too high. So, no. The thing is, you should have been prepared. Yeah, that's all. And I totally prepared. Yeah, think of it. Most people are going to lose money. I'm going to make money. And I shared that with the CIA. We talked about it at the Council of Investment Advisors. We talked about it every month for 7 or 8 months in a row. It's part of our standard operating procedure for every single meeting. We were prepared 6 weeks ago for this to happen. We had a long meeting, a very serious meeting. We rebalanced the entire portfolio with the assumption that it was going to happen. And now the things that would be losing money, we're not in anymore, or we've thinned the herd, we've culled the herd, so the exposure is minimal. We moved all the money over to things that would win, and they're winning huge right now. And we know likely when we're going to buy back in. I mean, not a problem. So when you see somebody on Bloomberg and they're like, the Fed's going to do an emergency cut. They're going to, why, to save the stock market? It's like, dude, panic. Panic. What does panic mean? Were you prepared for the tornado, but you live in a tornado zone? Are you prepared for a hurricane? You're not prepared for a hurricane and you live in Florida? No, we're not prepared. You didn't buy supplies? You didn't board up the windows? You didn't prepare to evacuate? What about your children? What about your pets? You just, would you ignored it? Really? No. So anyways, preparation, guys, preparation. Okay? Anyways, cool. So if you were surprised by this, you need to up your game because I've been preparing you for weeks for this. So you're going to need QuantBox. You're going to need TRADARS. You're going to need the coaching. It's all going to be integrated, so I got you. Okay? So anyways, I don't want to go over all this because I've already done it all. Yeah, I did this for QuantBox already, so I'm already done that. All right. By the way, the day trading group got together Sunday night, and we're already on top of this stuff. Okay? Yeah, Goolsby, huh? Well, then put that down in the personality. Ask them, what are you going to do if oil prices skyrocket, if there's a conflict between Iran and Israel. Oh, we will just use core. Oh, well, how does that fix anything? If inflation goes up, we'll just cut that variable out and say, well, not including the cost of your house, not including the cost of renting an apartment, not including the cost of very expensive employees, not including the expensive cost of energy. Everything's good. Well, excuse me, sir. Well, what about food prices still being 100% higher than they were 8 years ago? Oh, well, we'll just cut that out too, and then everything will be awesome. I'm like, uh-huh. All right. So anyways, stock market, as I showed you around the world, are collapsing. Yep. S&P 500, serious bloodbath going on. Okay, NASDAQ futures are already at negative 4%. Here's your NASI. Okay. So what do you think you might want to consider next year? How about, okay, so when did I say the top of the stock market was likely to happen this year? In January. When did I say was the likely top of the market? It starts with Canada. It ends with day. Does anybody know? Canada Day. Yeah. Okay, so somewhere around here will be the top of the market. Could you have prepared? Now we saw this. Oops. At what point do you recognize that maybe it's happening? Okay. By the way, can I get a gold star and a scratch and sniff sticker for predicting the top 7 months in advance? Remember, I did a 2-hour presentation. It wasn't like a small little, let me throw it out there, guess. Huh? No scratch and sniff Snickers for Coach Wayne? All right. So look. Okay. Yeah. So anywho, not a surprise. You have technical analysis. Okay. So I have a little one marked here. This is funny because it's monthly now. Okay. So we'll look at this on a different time frame, but this is the middle of July. So not July 1st, a week and a half after July 1st. Then it created a double top. Okay. Monthly M3. Target is the gray zone. Talking about gray zone. Gray zone. Okay. Is anything starting to click, everybody? How many people are starting to see that we're making decisions on fact and not guesswork? And they're more than reasonably accurate because it's 20 years of data. How can I say something 7 months in advance and have it come true? Well, I've either traveled through time, which is not likely or it's predictable. And if it's predictable, it's teachable, it's learnable, it's understandable, and it's tradable. The only thing is your level of commitment to the data. Okay? Okay, now we can go back. Let's go. So that's the no diggity, no Dow. We can go to the S&P. S&P! Take a look. Let's change it. Okay. Went a little too high, in my opinion. A little too hot. Okay, that's too hot. The thing is, when do you know? Okay. And everyone's going to have a different answer to that. Right? When do you make the decision on the change of direction? Well, one of the things I was going to say, and I forgot on the other chart, on the Dow, but it works just as well. If you thought somewhere around Canada Day, and I teach in my live groups windows of opportunity, right? And you say somewhere between this line, July 1st, and this line, July 31st, somewhere in there, you will observe a reversal. We don't know if it's going to happen. It might not. Some years it won't. But we also know the 20-year average. So most years, yeah, on average, it does that. Okay? Great. So in that window, you're going to observe a change in direction. Knowing that, how will you treat and weight your observations here? Because you don't expect it earlier in the year. Now, of course, it could happen earlier in the year, but we don't expect it. Okay? How many people here have heard me say buy in May and go away? Okay? I say it all the time. People often correct me, no, you're supposed to sell in May. And I'm like, no. I let everyone sell and then I buy it low. I mean, right? Because, we have the cycles. So would you have treated this differently if you were in one of my day trading groups, right? Or in one of my live groups? Because we cover this in the swing trading as well. Maybe not to the same detail, but we definitely cover it. But if this was your hypothesis, that somewhere in that window this reverses, when would you have confirmed mentally and emotionally to yourself that it has reversed? Was it the breach of the 21? Or the failure to get back above the old level? Okay. Is it predictable? Well, in my book, I talk about the mind's eye. If you were ready, willing, and able mentally and emotionally to observe a reversal, and by the way, most market participants are not. They hope it goes up forever. My point here is if you anticipate it happening, will you recognize that it has happened or it's happening now? And could you react differently? Could you react better if you were prepared? Okay. Cool. So my point is you can learn this and you have access to the data. Okay, that's what Quantbox TRADARS can show you. We have it all plotted out. Okay? Now, does it predict the future? No, but it presents the past. And that might be helpful if you're preparing. Okay? Oh, you mean like this? Yeah. From July to August to September, over 20 years, it falls. Yeah. Wait, what? Somewhere around here, it falls. Yeah. Like taking candy from a baby. We have better data than most, even institutional investors. How many people are now going to step up and use the tools better? I'm telling you, people are freaking out. People are going to lose money here. People are going to lose their jobs and get kicked out of their homes. I don't know. We don't know how bad it can be, but I think it's going to fall until October. Okay? Or at least I should say it could. But you have all this data at your fingertips. Not only should you have protected your downside, you should be making money. No better hedge than profit. And trust me, there are bankers on TV right now overseeing trillions of dollars, and they don't know the level of detail we know. Well, I didn't say that. I said prepare, Don, right? And what could change? Well, maybe what if the Fed did cut between now and then? Well, you decide. Do the research. What if they cut 50 basis points in September? What if they cut 25? When are they going to hint? What about Jackson Hole? Would they hint at Jackson Hole? Dude, we got so many side currents, and there are so many people freaking out. But we've also washed out a lot of the lazy bulls. Do you know what a lazy bull is? They bought NVIDIA after it moved 1,000%. They bought Apple at 75 times earnings. Okay? Their first yen long trade was 4 weeks ago or 5 or 6 weeks ago. Dude, the yens have been going up for 2 years, and your first trade is long at the all-time high. I mean, those are the ones that get wiped out. What we don't know is if you bought NVIDIA 6 years ago, are you freaking out? It's down 10% today. If you bought gold at $1,000, are you worried about it now? So I don't think we're going to lose the smart money. I think you could have a 30% decline in Apple, but people that are up 500% don't really care, because 30% compared to their 500 is hardly anything. Okay, so now I'm only at 420%. I guess I'll buy some more. So we're just wiping out all the dumb money. And from time to time, it's necessary. And I think the Fed even wants it. What's happening now? All the money is going into the bond market, so I'm crushing it there because I bought the bottom of the bond market. But yields are coming down and interest rates on the American debt is getting cheaper. So I don't know. Maybe it's all by grand design. But the thing is, I've been talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And even in the last month and a half, 2 months, one of the messages I've been drilling home to the live groups is that I want you to change your behavior. I want you to not just sit there and listen to me and say, yeah, Wayne, that makes sense. Of course it makes sense. But I want you to think about it and do something about it. I want you to act. I want you to be the professional. I want you to try, even on a demo account, if you're going to do it like in trading, or if you're just going to like build a portfolio or adjust a portfolio, just write it down on a piece of paper. But like, it's for some, not for everybody, but for some, it's like, try. Do it now, right? Right? Well, Joshua, it depends. Yeah, right? So it depends on where you bought in. And lots of people, dumb money, truly dumb money, not retail. Some people say retail is dumb money. No, quite literally dumb institutional investors were buying high with the expectation of going high. If you buy a unicorn, it's dumb in my humble opinion. Now, maybe it's not dumb for somebody else. You're like, Wayne, it's growing at 600%. I'm like, yeah, well, so is Shiba Inu. If you have a company that loses money, how do you value it? How do you discount future losses? Like, there's no value. It's negative value. Okay? A company that makes money hand over fist for decades is easier to value. An apartment building that has a cost of carry as far as financing and rent and other fixed and variable expenses that are easy to calculate. Yeah, I can tell you how much an apartment building is worth. It's not a problem. How much is Shiba Inu worth? I don't know. Nothing. Oh, but it has a price. Well, no, it has a narrative. And people are pricing the narrative. Okay? So, some things are easy, some things are difficult. So people made rough or even bad decisions late in the game out of something stupid called fear of missing out. Well, what does that mean? You're not prepared. Once again, you're not prepared. Look, if you live in Florida, be prepared for hurricanes. Okay, if you live in Kansas, be prepared for drought, grasshoppers, mosquitoes, and tornadoes. None of that's a surprise. It's more like, well, it would be terrible if the tornado came onto your farm and, yeah, but it does happen. It happens to people. And the ones that are prepared survive. You're locked in your basement, but you got food, water, shelter, means of communication, means of protection. You got some cash, you got a gun, blankets. You'll be fine. Okay, you'll be fine. Other people are like, now what? We ain't got no food, we ain't got no blankets, we ain't got no water. Gee whiz, people are looting looting your stuff because they need to take care of their family. So anyways, prepared. Just be informed. You live in Kansas and you've never heard of a tornado? You're like, what? When I lived in Saskatchewan, oh my God, the weather there and the tornadoes. Sometimes they're twisters and they're really, really narrow, but big and long, and they come down like a snake. And it's crazy, but sometimes it's the entire sky. The tornado is like 10 miles wide, and it sucks the sidewalk off the ground. Yeah, you should be prepared. Okay? And there are people that are not prepared. So this is the speed, or the velocity is what it's called. The velocity of the collapse is just everyone that got into the S&P 500 here. They're wiped out. Now I teach you how to predict, or not predict, but understand where the stops are likely. Look, everyone had their stops right here. Okay, but at some point, the decline is enough. Okay? At some point, the avalanche comes to a stop. Okay. All right. Could that be here? Could that be here? Could that be here? Or could it even be where we are now? All right. Are you prepared? Are you preparing? Are you thinking about it? Are you planning for it? What are you going to do? What are you going to buy? What are you going to sell? Are you going to get in? Are you going to go out? Are you going to go cash? So again, my portfolio, we moved over to treasuries. We sold NASDAQ at a massive profit. It was our biggest winner, which now would be our biggest loser, but we got out for profit. I think we rotated some other things, so we had some even more cash, and then I had invested some cash, and so we moved all that over to treasuries. Now that's doing incredibly well. I'm super happy, and there's more cash to be deployed, but the question is, when do we want to deploy the cash? Do we want a dollar cost average and pick this up at a 10% discount, or do we want to wait for a 30% discount? Yeah, these are great questions. I will be talking about them tomorrow, and we will be having conversations about that tomorrow. Yeah, super awesome. So if you're not in that group, you need to be doing this yourself on your own. Yeah. Killer, right? Hey, good morning, made up. Yeah. So for Joshua, what he's saying, like a lot of people could be in or are being knocked out for break even. Yes. But they could have gotten out for profit and avoided that. But yeah, maybe they're not losing money, but the value or the price of the stocks are coming down. It's not necessarily the valuation of the companies. So what is the fair price for the S&P 500? I think 47.87 seems pretty reasonable. But having it drop down to 5K seems logical. I could see psychologically buying it at 5K. Sure. Cool. I've already decided to buy it. I don't know what price, but I know the time. And again, for those that paid $4.44 in January, I told you this was going to happen in July, in January. That's 7 months in advance. And I told you when I'm going to buy it back. Ha! Ha ha! But you didn't spend the $4. He just wants my $4 to buy a yellow Lambo. Okay. Cool, right? So anyways, real stuff, real world, real market. This is actual things. It's actually impacting people's lives. I hope you're prepared. The market's going to open soon, and I need to take care of that. I got things I need to take care of, and you are part of it. But I prepared you. You're prepared. You've already addressed all of this risk, and so now it's kind of we'll see what happens today. Is there going to be massive rally back? Maybe. Or is the U.S. dollar going to go from weak to strong? Maybe. So there's some opportunities out there. There's some threats. But I hope you can rest comfortably knowing that you've already addressed all this risk. Once again, everybody in my CIA, the Council of Investment Advisors, I need to move the meeting till tomorrow. I don't feel like there's a pressing need for us to rebalance the portfolio in response to this. No, we did all of that 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago now. So yeah, we're good. We're good. The biggest thing is, what do we do now with the cash? So that's no big deal. We could do nothing and I'd be fine. So we'll look at it tomorrow and we'll have a wonderful conversation. So if you know people, let them know. I'll send out an email as well. And for others, I would like one or two people to join the CIA with us and contribute to the conversations. And so if this has just blown you away, you should step up. We're talking about real stuff here. So email me, Wayne at FX Bootcamp, if you're like, I need to join the CIA. Yeah, you probably do. If you have money to protect, if you plan on retiring with money, I'll teach you how to do it. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. Be careful out there, huh? There's opportunities, but there's also threats. Be careful.